Hey, it's Zach, and thank you so much for joining my channel today. Today I'm going to go over the channel a little bit about who I am, what I'm trying to do, and what you can expect from this YouTube channel. So, thanks. So like I said before, my name's Zach. I live in Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm a father to 4 kids, and I'm married to a beautiful wife named Sarah. We're both real estate agents, have very active jobs, and the goal of this was to kind of document a journey that I'm trying to make this year, going from 0 to 600. So I'm going to try and hike 600 miles this year. We're going to record that adventure and kind of show you all the progress I'm making along the way. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is why hiking? Why is it that I would choose this strenuous outdoor activity that a lot of people pretty much consider mundane or boring? The reason is because that's what I grew up wanting to do. I was a Boy Scout, a Cub Scout, and I hiked a ton in like little flat trails because I grew up in Houston, Texas, and so I was basically stuck to around those areas. Around 8th grade, I actually went and hiked the Guadalupe Peak with a group from middle school. So it was my 8th grade year, and I went on this adventure, and we went rappelling and whitewater rafting at the same time. But my favorite thing was doing this 8-mile hike up and back. So it was 4 miles up to the peak, wrote my name in the book, and came back down. And I knew from that point on that this is what I'm going to do. This is something I want to go after in my life. The problem was I lived in Houston, Texas, so there's very limited outdoor trails there. There are some great trails. The city's done a really good job of introducing nature back into it. So, but when I moved up to Cincinnati, there was an abundance of hiking trails, nature preserves. There's a nature center, which we became members of. It's about $100 for a family per year. And they have some very good, well-maintained, highly trafficked trails that I know are always going to be in good order and available to me. It's sort of at 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., I believe. And it is just, they're gorgeous. It's in a perfect spot. And there's a lot of history around the area that I'm in. So I really like what Cincinnati has to offer nature-wise here. There's some kayaking, canoeing, and other fun adventurous stuff to do around here, but I really focus mainly on the hiking because there's so many trails. It would take me a year and a half just to walk all the trails around here, just because there's so many. I mean, every little public park seems to have a trail, and there are a lot of public parks in Cincinnati. So that being said, hiking's not the only thing that's going to be on this channel. I've got plenty of other hobbies: tabletop gaming, barbecuing, just spending time with my family, and we're going to try to record as much as we can this year. I want to be in front of or behind a camera for a large portion of our activities. Hopefully the production value gets better for you and my skills get better as we progress. One of the things I love about hiking is how scalable it is. So the goal overall here is to accomplish a triple crown probably within the next 10 years. If you don't know what that is the Appalachian Trail, Continental Divide Trail, and Pacific Crest Trail, all done. So once you've accomplished hiking all of those through hikes, then you have earned the Triple Crown. So I'm going to be focusing on building myself up endurance-wise and physically to be able to do these longer hikes. And I hope within the next 3 years, I'll be able to do the Appalachian Trail in its entirety as a through hike. So let's go ahead and hop right into some of the apps that I'm going to be using. So mainly I'm going to be using Map My Run, which is a Under Armour. It kind of works with my Fitness Pal, which I'm using as well and have been for 10 years. But Map My Run integrates with it really well, and it tracks my elevation. I do my hikes through it. It's got all kinds of activities you can select. Hiking's one of them. It keeps a pretty accurate caloric count and elevation changes list in there, and it allows me to save these activities and give you times and lengths and things of that nature. I'll also be using a scale app that I use that interacts with my Bluetooth scale. I know that the weight is not the main focus on this, but I am going to essentially be doing this for weight loss to equal better overall health. So I'm going to go ahead and track that progress as well for you. And the app I've got has got some cool, interesting features. It does, all the other bodily measurements for me. So I'm going to include that in here as well. But moving on, we can go into some of the products that I'm going to be using. I'm just going to be using these Merrell boots. These and this guy right here, and let me get it the right way so you can see it. But it's River Country Products pole. It came with a tent of mine. You could buy the tent with or without the poles, and I ended up buying it with the poles. And I think that the poles are pretty great. They're cork handled, so they don't slip or sweat or anything like that. I'm also using this Hohem gimbal, which I use my phone. I was taking my camera out hiking, but I realized I don't really have the proper stuff to do that the right way. And I've got a really nice phone that has really great video capture, and I decided I'm just going to focus on doing that instead. Outside of that, I'm really just excited to do this journey. I'm very grateful and appreciative that all of y'all have tried to support me and helped me along that. So shout out to my friends and family who are super supportive. My wife, who is extremely supportive of all the time that I'm putting in the edit video and kind of go out. She's amazing, and I owe pretty much everything I've got to that lady. So if anybody has any questions, you can obviously hit a comment down below, and I'll try to answer it. But yeah, I mean, if you've got some hiking gear that you really love and that you recommend, I'd love to hear that. If you've got some trails that are within about an hour or so of Cincinnati, I'd love to hear that. I've got a pretty loose job, so I can get out and do some really cool trails. Also, if you want to go hiking with me and you're seeing this and you're somebody that wants to go and you're not going to murder me, yeah, it'd be really cool to go hiking with some other people as long as you're okay with being in some videos. But yeah, just let me know. Hit the like and subscribe buttons down there. You know where the buttons are. You've been watching YouTube for a long time now. So anyway, thank y'all so much for being a part of this with me. I'm super excited to get this done and get completed, but I'm really enjoying the journey as of right now. So thank you very much.